Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and welcome to another edition of Pause and Pray. One of my most favorite things to do in life, especially with my partner Christy, is to go to live music concerts. It's just a wonderful experience for both of us of the gift of celebrating life, tapping into the energy of the crowd and the talent of the artists on the stage and the meaning behind their music. It's a wonderful experience of celebrating life's richness and goodness. And I think about that because this morning Christy was sending me text messages of pictures from concerts we've gone to. Much of that is because we're both missing, in our opinion, the greatest music festival in the world here in Milwaukee, known as Summerfest. It would be going on right now if it weren't for the pandemic. So this morning, Christy was sending me text messages, pictures from concerts we've gone to at Summerfest over the past many years, and each one bringing back great memories for me, helping me in the reliving of those memories, tapping into the energy and the joy and the celebratory nature of life. Yes, life is good for me when I'm at a live music concert. If I'm honest, life is prayer for me when I'm at a live music concert, because it's so much easier there to tap into the energy and the meaning and the depth and joy of life at good concerts. Sometimes in light of that, I think with sadness about some of my fellow Christians who don't seem to do a whole lot of celebrating in their lives. They're much more comfortable looking at the world and criticizing it or condemning it. And it breaks my heart when I encounter people who haven't had many experiences of the church, but the ones they've had have been experiences of condemnation and not celebration. In my honesty, I resonate with a different approach to faith, I guess, and always have. It's summed up beautifully in the quote by the French-British writer Hilaire Belloc, who lived in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And he writes, "Wherever a Catholic sun doth shine, there you'll find laughter and plenty of good red wine. At least I've always found it so. Benedicamos Domino." This recognition that in the context of an authentic Christian community, we'll find this deep sense of celebrating the gift and richness and meaning and depth of life. This notion that God always calls us and draws us to banquets of celebratory life. We see God about that work in the gospel that's given to us in the daily office today. It comes from chapter 22 of Matthew's gospel, where Jesus tells the parable of this king who throws a lavish and extraordinary wedding banquet for his son. Initially, the king invites people that are close to him, but nobody chooses to come. In fact, some people actively resist and reject the invitation. Desperate to want to draw people to this banquet of life, the king ultimately ends up sending out his servants to invite anybody and everybody in the streets who's willing to come. And what a beautiful message that Jesus is revealing to us in that. God's desire and for all of us to be drawn to this banquet of celebratory life. And in that is a wonderful and much needed invitation to pause and pray. An invitation I know I need, because in this tumultuous and crazy time of pandemic, when I'm missing Summerfest and all of those good music concerts and so many other things in life that I realize now I've taken for granted for far too long, I need the invitation to pause and pray and reflect on God's ability to continue to draw my life to a banquet of celebratory life. And maybe that's experienced in the pictures and the memories of those wonderful music concerts, or in listening to the music today of artists we've seen in the past that helps us tap into that energy and life and rhythm of life. Or maybe it's experienced in the silliness of others, the laughter that good friends and children bring to our lives when we're carrying all sorts of heaviness and navigating all sorts of darkness. We find ourselves about to step into the weekend of 4th of July, a weekend that's typically set aside for celebration. Today, we're invited to pause and pray, to give thanks to God for the gift of this world and God's ability to move and work in this world and in our lives, all to continue to draw us back to a banquet of celebratory life. God's peace and blessings to you all.